Welcome, 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 and hello. Hello, and welcome to the Mompreneur HQ. We are so glad you are here. Running your own business is not for everyone, but most people at some point in their lives have given the idea some consideration. It provides many things that a regular job just cannot. And if you run the business alongside your regular job, you can have the best of both worlds. The biggest challenge in running your own business is not in the actual running of it. Where most people struggle is in choosing what kind of business to run. So again, welcome to the Mompreneur HQ. I am Rasheeda Green. I am the CEO and founder of Mompreneur HQ, where we help moms start, grow, and scale home-based virtual businesses so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. So if you are here today as we are talking about 5 essential elements for running a successful home business, then you are in the right place. If you're watching us live, please make sure you put hashtag live in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay will do. We look forward to reading your comments and seeing what insight you received from our lesson, our discussion today. And if you find value, please certainly share this post in video with your colleagues and friends who are moms looking to start their own business. And in this particular discussion, there are some things that we talk about that are generic in starting your home-based business. And there are some aspects of any business that need to be dealt with effectively in order for your business to become successful. So now, if we take care of these things to help create the success you want for your business, all will be well. If you stay to the end, we'll have an opportunity for you to set up an appointment with me so that we can discuss some of your business ideas, and I can share with you how I can help, and we can see if we're a good fit to work together. All right, so let's go. Our first element for running a successful home-based business is enjoy what you do. That's number one. I say it all the time. You've heard it before. It is so crucial. If you find yourself not enjoying what you do, find out what it is you don't enjoy about it and either fix it, forget it, change it, or get someone else to do it. And it is that simple, because you do not want to be in a situation where you're starting a business just for the money. It will surely show itself that you don't like the business, you don't enjoy the business, you just trying to start this business because you heard it was something to do because it was profitable, and then you end up quitting because your why isn't strong enough. You really don't, money really is not a strong enough why to start a business. Although it is one of the main reasons why people start the business to begin with, because they want money freedom, they want time freedom. And now what we call it is location freedom, with laptop lifestyle. You want those things, right? But if you're going to spend your time starting a business, because again, it's not easy starting a business. A lot of times it takes a commitment, it takes your time, it takes skill, and you really want to be able to, and you're going to need to put in your all in all to get it off the ground. But if you don't love it, it's going to feel like a burden, like a heavy weight, like something you have to do every day. And I'm tired. And you know what that sounds like? A 9 to 5. You can work your 9 to 5 for the stress and to be upset and to not enjoy what you're doing. Let them pay you handsomely for that. But don't set yourself up to hate your own business, basically, by doing something that you don't really love, right? it's not like a job where someone is telling you what to do and how to do it and when to do it. And here's the SOPs, the standard operating agreements or the standard operating procedures for how to do every step of the way. It's a learning curve, and of course, and all the choices, all the decisions that are to be made in the business, they are all yours when you run your own business. So you want to choose a different strategy. Make a decision, take action, and move on. Don't get stuck in a business, building a business that you don't love. That's my takeaway for that. And did I repeat that enough times? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Moving on. Step number 2, or element number 2. You want to keep your overhead costs low. You don't get into business to lose money. You get into business to make money, right? And the government also looks at that when they're looking at who are we going to audit this year. And so you want to be in the business of making money and not losing money. And a great way to start off on a good foot is working from home. You cannot beat it in terms of low overhead, right? No extra rent, space rent. You don't have to commute. You don't have to pay staff. You don't have to worry about these big overhead expenses. And even the expenses you do have, like internet, phone, office space within your home, there are tax advantages for that. So if you have a business, a home-based business, that you use these spaces in your home for work purposes only, or you use the internet, a portion of your internet for family, sure, but a portion of your internet for business. And the same with if you have a home-based business and you need to, let's see, have a special telephone service, even if you need to use your car. Now, if it's a home-based business, you think, well, I'm not going anywhere. Why do I need to discount my car? Well, when you're going to the store to get those supplies that you need, and also the supplies are tax deductible. I'm not a CPA, please. I would like to put that disclaimer in there. Please research your own tax advantages using the irs.gov website or your local CPA. Disclaimer. But there are quite a few tax deductions that you can get as a home-based business owner. So again, if you're going to the store to get those supplies, if you're going to meet outside to meet a client, not only is the travel and deductible an expense that you can potentially deduct, but also the meal, if it's a working lunch, can also be deducted. So you want to investigate that for tax purposes as a business owner. But again, you want to keep your overhead costs low so that you can get to a higher profit quicker. My third element would be that you charge the maximum amount the market will accept. Charge market price. Charge market price, or the maximum amount that the market will accept. Now that can get a little scary because some people, they get very nervous about charging high. And I say that because I know that dealing with clients and mindset, money mindset, it can be very challenging. And just so that you are aware, I do have a VIP day that is going to be available soon. I want to say the end of the week, but I do offer a VIP day, and a VIP day is basically where you have one-on-one time with me to be able to break down a particular goal for the day within 3.5 hours or 4.5 hours, depending on which package you purchase. And where I talk to you about your business goals, and then how that particular VIP day can assist you. Currently, the VIP days that will become available shortly to you will be for money mindset, to help you get around those money blocks, so that you can charge your worth and not feel bad about it. Because a lot of times as women entrepreneurs, we deal with acceptance and other just societal role play and issues that have been put on us. And so we get kind of emotional about charging high. We can get kind of emotional about charging high ticket for, or at least market price for some things. We always want to, well, not always, let me stop using such words, but sometimes we want to be appeasing or more palatable, so to speak, in our presentation. So if we have a product and we think that the value is worth at least $1,000, but we put it on a market for $200, just so that it won't be too pricey and people won't be able to afford to buy it and things like that. These are things that run through our head. Well, Money Mindset VIP Day is a day to break down those money blockages and kind of make a new way of thinking for money, and how you want to approach money as a business owner and even as an individual. Then another opportunity that we have is for niche. Well, we talked about earlier doing what you love. Well, how can you do what you love and actually grab the attention of the audience that you like to grab, if you're not speaking directly to them? And have said previously, if you're speaking to everyone, you're selling to no one, right? So we want to be able to have a niche, or niche down to a specific group of people that you want to reach in your messaging, so that those are the people who hear your message and want to buy your products, right? So we want to get a specific message around who we want to speak to. And that is our ideal client avatar, or sometimes I'd say MVP, but that's the person that you would want to reach out with all of your communications. And so we go through that in a 3.5, 4 hour conference to be able to basically identify what niche you're going to work in if you have any confusion around that topic. And then lastly, it is the Get Legit. Get Legit is a half a day VIP day as well. And that specifically is about the basics, getting the basics set up. And that is starting your business, naming your business. So when I say starting, I meant to say registering your business. That is with an LLC. Naming your business, obtaining your domain name, as well as your social media handles, checking the trademark to on the names of the business that you're looking to start. Also, how to establish your business credit. So that's starting your going to an actual bank with the new information that we're going to attain from your VIP day, and opening up your very own checking account. And then how you start to keep your finances separated from your personal, because there is some different protections. And again, I'm not a lawyer. Please do not take my advice on this solely, but consult a lawyer for what's going to be best for you and your business. But an LLC does provide some protections, so that if anything happens, anyone wants to sue, or anything happens with the business, it will stay on the business. It will not, no liability would come to you as an individual. They will not snatch your paycheck from your 9 to 5 because of some legal issue against the business that you own. So Get Legit is basically a VIP day to help you get that stuff squared away. And again, it covers the gamut of the basics of starting a business, so that you start off the right way, start off correct, so that you don't have those challenges going down the line. Because what you want to do is start off on the good foot, start off with all of your documents in place and your business set up correctly so that you don't have to worry about that or backpedal after you started making money. And now you got to figure out which bank accounts was the money coming from. Was your personal, was your savings, was it your check-in, or was it the business check-in, was it the business saving? And it starts getting the water gets muddy, and it can become a problem when tax time comes and if you're ever audited by the IRS. So it's just best to keep your money separate. And that's something that we discussed during the Get Legit VIP day. And so I will be getting that information out to you quite shortly. If it's not by today, definitely by Friday, because that is the next offering that we have for our community. And it is going to be discounted for the Mompreneur HQ community. So stay on the lookout for that. And we'll talk about that more as time goes by. But, the best time to increase your rates and your prices is when you're doing well. To keep loyal customers, have a modest increase each year for existing clients. Every other business does it. Taxes go up, food goes up, gasoline goes up, and so should your rates or prices. Because if you keep them stagnant, you are missing out. And it's almost expected that things would go up. So for me, it's a little different with real estate, but it's really not. And it's just a personal decision. But when I'm renting properties, I don't raise the rent every year, especially if the tenant is a good tenant, they're paying tenant, they don't have any cosmetic issues and complaints repeatedly, and they're not late all the time. When they're good tenants, I will maybe do an increase every other year, and then I won't even do it like, oh, I'm going to go 10% up. First of all, there's some legalities in how you can raise the rent, but I would take that into consideration, their history with me as a tenant, before I would increase the rent. But ultimately, most people expect that prices will go up. And if you're just starting out and you just don't feel comfortable raising your rates or at a price that the competitors are doing. So if you've done your competitive analysis and you know that everybody else is charging $1,000, that is not the opportunity to say, oh, well, everybody else is charging $1,000. I'm going to charge $200. I'm going to be the cheapest on the market. I'm going to get all of their clients to come to me. What you're then doing is diluting the market. So you don't want to go so low that you dilute the market. Now everybody thinks that all prices should be $200, because then that doesn't leave room for growth, right? Because now that everybody thinks its prices should be $200 and I'm not paying $1,000. So what you want to do is you want to stay competitively priced. And competitively priced means that no, you're not going to go $200. You may go $950, if you just want to be cheaper than the next guy, but not so low that you dilute the industry itself, and not so low that you look like you're so cheap that maybe your product's just not that great, right? So we have to take those things into consideration when doing pricing. But just remember, if you're not comfortable putting out those high prices, if you don't feel like you're that experienced yet, you haven't had that many customers under your belt, then what you can do is pick a comfortable number for you, and then only charge that price once. I'll repeat, if you don't feel comfortable coming out the gate because you don't have you don't have long history, business history, you don't have a bunch of clients that can attest to your value and your service, then you can start with a number that you are comfortable with, but only charge that price once. Because once you have one client, you're working towards getting a second client. So once you have one client under your belt, you have now some more experience. So you're not going to do that newbie price for the next client. You're going to do a higher price. So you're going to do interval or stair-step pricing, so that you get yourself, work up your confidence until you get to the very point where you're able to be competitive with the market and not be afraid to charge your worth. You want to make the increases that you do If you do have current clients, you don't keep increasing them after each client. But you do consider an increase at the same time each year. So if you have your clients come on board and you say January is going to be your increase year because that's the beginning of the year for you, your fiscal year, then you go ahead and do that. And then you want to tell them ahead of time, hey, the price increase is coming, so that they are aware. And then when I talked about always charge your new clients or customers the higher rates from the start, that way you don't have to backpedal and have any confusion. You want to always charge the maximum where you can. And if you're providing outstanding service, nobody will mind paying you for it. All right. Number 4, be efficient with your time. Always be looking to increase your efficiency. If you can increase your efficiency, your profits will increase. If it's easy to waste time when you work from home, oh, it's so easy. Like, I'll start sending an email and an alert will come up from Facebook, an alert will come up from Instagram, an alert come up for another email. And it just gets so distracting. And if you understand that time is money when you run a home-based business, then you know you can't afford to be wasting time, right? You can't afford to be wasting time. You don't have time for this. And then the day slips away from you and you're like, well, what did I do exactly? No, time is money. So we can't afford to be wasting our time. And if you're asking the question, well, how much is my time worth? Then what you want to do is divide your weekly profits by the number of hours worked to find out your hourly rate. And if your profits for the week are, say, $250 and you serviced 10 clients, then you are worth $25 an hour. That is just an example. But that is, if that's not a goal for you, $25 an hour, then you get the opportunity to fix your math because you're your own boss, right? Another example, if your average fee per client is $25, if it takes on average 1 hour to service each client, then you, again, are worth $25 per hour. If you want more, you can charge more. If a client keeps you talking for 30 minutes after their appointment is over, that little chat has cost you about $12.50. You would be no worse off if you had charged half price and left on time, right? So think about that. Time is money. And if you've scheduled up an appointment for someone and you're doing a consult for 30 minutes and you've charged them only $25 for that consult, it may only be $25. And going over may only be $12.50. But think about it. Had you just booked another client for that extra 30 minutes, you would have made another $25, not $12.50. So consider your time as money. It is a commodity that we will never get back. Time, once it's spent, is gone. But that's what makes it so invaluable. And even though I gave you an example of $25 per hour, and that may seem low, it because your time is more valuable than that. You as a business owner, you get to choose your hourly rate. And particularly, we in coaching industry try to avoid hourly rates because the transformation that you get working with a business coach can sometimes it can be invaluable. It's oftentimes it's intangible when you're working with a mindset coach and you get these breakthroughs, or if you're working with a business coach and you get these ways that you can market your business that impact your bottom line by hundreds of thousands of dollars. That time, that 1 hour spent with a business coach or a leadership coach or development coach, career coach, it can be invaluable. And so with that, me as a business coach charging $45 an hour, it really does not speak to the value of the transformation that you would get as a client. And so that is why we don't tend to go hourly rate, and most often charge by packages, a minimum of 6 months or 12 months. But you, as a business owner, you make the decision on how you want to get paid, how you want to schedule out your time. But know that your time is valuable. And so, therefore, you do not want to waste it. You want to be efficient with your time. And the last point, number 5, be both persistent and consistent. Whatever you do, always be consistent and persistent. For example, if you generally call your clients ahead of time to check that they are ready, always call. If you send a email once a week to your clients just to check in, continue to send that email. If you take 30 minutes between appointments for lunch on the run, always take 30 minutes. If you tell your clients that bookings run from Wednesday to Saturday, always book on those days. Be consistent. Don't allow clients to encroach on your free time. And if you hear that noise, unbelievably, that is rain pouring down so hard, all of a sudden, just started raining. So that's the noise, if you hear it. Anyway, always be persistent. If you follow up with anyone for anything like a bank, client, suppliers, IRS, office, or whatever, be persistent. Keep at it until it is resolved to your satisfaction. Don't let things slide, because once they start sliding, they go into this valley of sliding things and you cannot retrieve them, or it just becomes too burdensome to try to work on it. And you'd be like, well, never mind, forget it. And by the time you say forget it or let it go, you've either lost time, you've lost money, or you now have lost the reputation of being someone who is persistent or consistent. And then they have a habit of accumulating. So that's that deep down valley of stuff. Bottom line is, the tighter you run the business, the better service you'll provide, the more satisfied clients you'll attract, and the more profit you will make, and the more fun and free time you will have. Plus, you'll enjoy more in satisfaction and fulfillment. If you're running your business alongside your regular job, it's important to create and maintain a routine to ensure that your business doesn't interfere with your job, and vice versa. The business doesn't have to be huge to become meaningful. If you can make a modest $250 a week profit, that's $1,000 a month. That's $250 a week profit. Working part-time from your home, that's an extra $1,000 a month into the family budget. Would that make a difference for you and your family? Of course. It's not always the case though, but oftentimes you can grow a small home-based business to eventually allow you to quit your full-time job. If that is something that might be of interest to you over time, it will benefit you to begin with the end in mind. And if you are considering starting your own side hustle or passive income money stream, then the Mompreneur HQ is here for you. We can help you decide on what type of business that you want to get involved with, or a type of business you want to build, and also give you the structure that you need in order to make sure that you're starting off on the right foot with your business. And then we can also just discuss so many opportunities for you in building your own business and how you can get it right. We can help you get started. That's why we're here. And that's what the services that we offer in our clarity call at www.themompreneurhq.com/clarity-call. call. It's a 20-minute session where you get to talk to me about what it is that you're thinking about. I get to share with you how I can help, and we can decide on whether we're a good fit. What's important is not to get everything right, but to get started. You hear me? Get started. You can adjust and adopt as you go. But most important of all is just to get going. You'll be glad you did. We hold ourselves up so often in our minds with all the ideas that we have in our heads. We kind of get stuck right there because we don't know what to do. We don't know where to go. But Mompreneur HQ is here to help. We can help you just flesh out all those ideas and help you get started. So thank you for joining us today for the 5 essential elements for running a successful home-based business. If you, again, stayed with us to the end, we are so glad you did. We look forward to getting out the information about our upcoming VIP days, as well as allowing a time for us to talk in our clarity call. And if you still need some motivation, you can reach us at www.themompreneurhq.com/10 reasons. We have 10 reasons why you should start a home-based business now. Thank you. I look forward to reading your comments and assisting you with your new business idea. Get started now. Until next time.